Alex, you remember Coach Donaldson. He's our athletic director and also a football coach. Anything you want to ask him about?
What is the history of the Marianna High School athletics program?
Athletics program has been strong. We have a huge offering for a school of our size. We offer 13 sports, which includes about 23 teams. The football season started right now. Things are looking good. A good group of kids, running about 40, 41 kids in our varsity program and about 35 in our junior varsity program. We're returning to the same district we've been in the last few years and got a good chance of winning it, I think, this year. Also in the fall, we have cross-country, boys and girls. We have girls volleyball that's going on right now. New coach in volleyball. And we go on into the winter, we have girls and boys basketball, girls and boys soccer, and in wrestling. I have a new coach in wrestling. In the spring, we'll start with baseball, softball, and girls and boys track. Baseball's had a tremendous run over the last 10 years. I think 4 Final Fours, 1 state championship. Softball made it to the grade 8 last year, returning a lot of kids. 2 pitchers returned, so looking for good things out of them. Soccer's up on the rise and coming. And got a lot of young coaches, a lot of good kids, looking for good things.
This is head coach of the Marianna football team, Coach Dallin. He's also a coach for the Marianna weightlifting team. And can you tell me a little bit about the conditioning for the football team?
In the off season, we do a lot of conditioning with the football team because that's about the only way we can get an advantage. We're not as big as a lot of the folks we play, and everybody's proven now that you've got to have a weight program to be in the best condition that you can be in.
Can you tell me also about the weightlifting team?
The weightlifting team, it started out, it was something for the football players who don't run track or don't play basketball or baseball. It gives them something to do during the off season, and it's really grown to the point where, like there's a team down in Central Florida, that Spruce Creek, that they've won state championship after state championship. They have to actually have liftoffs to see who's going to lift in the actual meets. Ours is not quite that. It's not that big a deal here. Main thing we want to do is just get the linemen and all in here and make them work out during the off season. We have during the day we have 4 or 5 regular classes where they come in and work out, and as you can see, right now we're in the stage where they're just kind of trying out different things. Later on in the month, we'll actually get them to develop their own weightlifting program. It's kind of a trial and error right now. A lot of them have never been in a weight room, and the big thing we try to talk about around here is safety and having somebody to spot you. In the last period of the day, we moved all the athletes are in that class, so theirs is a little more organized than this because we have the workout set up for them. If you'd come down here that time, you'd have seen about 90 folks in here trying to work out at one time, so it's crowded, but we get a lot more done in 7th period.
This is Miss Tammy Bragg. She's our business department chair, and she runs computer lab. She also does an after-school lab that has a unique name, and we'll let her tell you about that.
Okay, the after-school program is called the AF Lab. It stands for After School Laboratory. We just had our little logo with the bulldog chasing the duck, yelling AF Lab. And this program is designed for students who need computer access and may not have computers at home to do their homework or assignments that require internet research. We have the lab open 2 days a week for the students to come in and work on that. Also, we have FCAT preparation software, SAT and ACT software to help students prepare for testing. One of the other things we offer is tutoring individually for students who need tutoring in certain subject areas, and we've been helped by the National Honor Society students and the Beta Club students who need community service hours for their scholarship programs. This is my FCAT reading class. It's an intensive basic skills class, and we're learning strategies for FCAT reading. And today we are partnered with the Newspapers and Education from the Panama City News Herald, and today they are doing a reading assignment from the News Herald. I have gone through the entire paper and chosen about 12 articles, written down questions for them to find answers to, and also to compare and contrast some different things and help prepare them for their multiple choice questions on the FCAT reading test.
We also offer several foreign language classes here at Marianna High School. and we're in a Spanish class at this time.
This is the foreign language teacher, Miss Cody. What languages do you teach?
Español, Spanish, y francés, French.
What kind of projects is your class working on right now?
Right now, my classes are learning, my Spanish 1 classes are learning the basics of Spanish, their numbers and their colors, and they're about to learn a lot of Spanish-speaking countries, and they're going to learn a lot of, they're going to research about what their country is going to be like, and they're going to cook the foods, and we're all going to have fiesta soon, eating the foods of the different countries. But they are still learning how to pronounce Spanish and sing songs. That's really helping them to pronounce their words. But they are just beginning to learn what Spanish is. And I have a Spanish 2 class later who are speaking Spanish to each other a little bit. But this class is just learning the fundamentals.
Can I have an example of Spanish speaking?
Yes, my class is learning how to sing songs, and they have a poem that they've memorized to help them with their pronunciation. Bueno, clase? In
Tampico, Puerto Rico y Chicago, los toreros no reciben mucho pago. Viven vidas aburridas porque nunca hay corridas en Tampico, Puerto Rico y Chicago.
Excellent.
Well, this is an exciting time of year for seniors. They're getting their senior portraits, and you can see the student workers from the yearbook. They take care of our senior portraits for us. Mr. Summers is our yearbook sponsor, and these are his staff that are working to get the seniors their portraits this year. We're very proud of our show choir and chorus program here at Marianna High School. Mr. Philip Crawford is our show choir director, and we have right now our regular chorus members, and they might even perform for us.
This is Coach Blaine, head coach of the basketball team. Tell me about the basketball program.
Our coaching staff consists of, last year it was actually Quali Rolak, who is now the head girls basketball coach, and Travis Ephraim, who is the head JV coach, and Lee Florence, who actually played for me my first year coaching here. He graduated and came back, and we're fortunate enough to get him to coach with us. You know, people say you got to surround yourself with good people or great people, and I've done that, and I think that's probably a large part of our success is due to that. Those guys are quality people, number one, and they're quality coaches, and they love the game, so I really think that they're a big contributor into success. And the kids like them, and that's a big deal for our kids to like our coaches, and sometimes they don't. You know, it just depends on, you know, what day it is. But for the most part, I mean, I think they all get along real well. The kids accept the discipline, the coaches are fair, and they're tough. And that's what we want them to be. And I think that the program has been successful lately because of the kind of coaches that we have working with me, which I've just been very fortunate, very blessed to have the kind of guys that we have. And also the kids. I mean, we've had some really good athletes come through. I mean, last year, Terrence Davis, Willie Thomas, Cedric Toombs, Joseph Simmons, and Clay Thornton, who we lost, they're all seniors. And those guys really kind of helped pave the way for this group of kids that's coming through right now. And we have Chancellor Johnson, he's a senior, Keegan McKay, Kenny Sanders, several of those guys are going to be seniors this year, so we're going to expect a lot of things out of them. Kevin Jay will be a junior, who was a starting point guard at different times last year. Clifford Johnson's a junior. Derek Howard, Jeffrey Bowers, there's several other kids I know I hadn't mentioned yet, but there's some really good kids in the program for juniors and seniors. And there's really some really good freshmen and sophomores for our JV this year. I'm looking for big things out of them. But this year, I'm hoping and feeling like if these kids will go work hard, the talent right now is probably not as strong as it was last year at this point, because you don't have a Toombs or a Thomas in there. But if these kids will play together, I feel like our chances of being successful are just as good this year. And some of those guys are just going to have to step up, and I think that they're capable of doing that.
Thank you, Coach Blaney.
Thank you very much.
Tell us a little bit about the projects that you've worked on here in your art class.
Oh, well, we've done a lot of projects in our art class. Well, for first-year students, on your first day, you start off doing a picture of the shoe you're wearing. It has to be as big as the page as you can get, and you have to get pretty much as good as you can at the moment. It's pretty much just an evaluation to see how good you are at the moment. And then the next thing you'll work on is the principles of design and your elements of art, and you'll do those, and you have to pretty much show the definition of what they are by writing the word in however you can. And then you'll do your value scale, which is a composition of probably about that big, and you have to show from totally dark to as light as you can get on the paper without going off. And then you'll start to work on different things, showing pretty much a lot of shading and just values in your pictures. And then you start on pen and ink compositions and stuff. And one of my classmates, Hannah, did this good picture of her rocks and leaves. And then you'll do a color pen and ink, and you'll use color and then go over it with pen and ink, or you can do the opposite. And then you usually go, and second semester we'll start off painting, and you do your color wheel and stuff like that. And then towards the end of the year you have to do, you choose an artist, any artist of your choice, and it's usually someone that you like their style and their paintings and stuff with. And then you'll have to do a composition of their portrait using the words that you put in your report for them. And it turns out really good usually, because you have like the darker values where you wrote darker and the lighter values where you wrote lighter, and it shows the different shades and stuff for your picture. And then for second year students, you'll start off with a composition using the different elements and principles of design. And right now I'm working on my picture, but it's from last year, so I'm using that as my composition. And third year is pretty much just more advanced as you go. You get to do more in-depth things and stuff like that.
I know that the art classes have gone out and done some community projects. Have you had the opportunity to work on any community projects?
No, not yet, but I will be later this year. We're going to be doing Christmas cards, big Christmas cards for our community project. And so hopefully that'll be a lot of fun, because they're going to be really big.
Football game.
I'm so excited. I'm excited about the pep rally because we get to walk in as seniors. I've been waiting 4 years for this.
The history, the memories, the pride. After 77 years of the old high school, we are now moving into a new one. I'm Alexander Sanchez, class of 2004. This is our school, the Marianna High School.